plays.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't spoil it. Basically, whatever. You know what? In case people haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. That's a good call.
No, maybe spoil it, but then
okay, so
skip a minute ahead if you haven't seen Whiplash.
He basically he becomes the greatness that he's striving to be.
Right, at least for one song.
Yeah, and you see it happen. There's it's a moment that cinematographically
this was amazing. This was
captured incredible. This breakthrough. It's like when a plane goes through the sound barrier, like a breakthrough into greatness.
Yeah,
and it's like, as a musician watching that, you're like, you feel it with him.
Yeah,
they did such a good job of making this movie.
Like, it's in your whole body. You feel it. You know? It's just like a full
and it's like, after the whole movie of watching the work put in to achieve that, it's just like such a, and I mean, like, I don't agree, in terms of that movie, I don't agree with a lot of the ways that the guy went about doing things. Like, it was extremely egotistical, but at the same time, like, this is a whole other Pandora's box that I definitely don't want to open right now, but that I'll mention. It's just like what it takes to achieve that level of greatness. Like, if you look at the great musicians over time, this is something that we discussed in another pre-episode 1 episode that we did.
Even though this is episode 1, we actually recorded 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 actually.
Like 4.5 episodes of
4.5
other material that we're putting on the side for now. Maybe we'll release later as like bonus material, but we don't know yet. But in those, we referenced sort of like the difficulties that people had to go through to achieve greatness in music, and the things they sacrificed, like families and sometimes their lives. Yeah.
So
I think we were talking about like Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, and just a lot of other people. But yeah, Jimmy always comes to mind, probably because of his greatness. But again, like, I'm not having a definitive statement about that right now. It's just a thought. So tied into Whiplash of just like, he was just egocentric, and like, give up on the girl or whatever it was, but like, he achieved greatness. Then like, that can lead to a lot of other thoughts. Like, achieving that greatness and watching that, like, definitely resonated with me. But at the same time, then it's like, but what does he really have at the end? So he's a great drummer. He's one of the greats. But what does he have in his life? Like, if that's all that he wants, great. But like, if you want a family or you want like to strive for other things, then like, is greatness success?
At what cost?
Right? Yeah, like, how do we define success in music? That's a whole other thing. I think
every musician needs to kind of make that assessment for themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, at a certain, I think like,
I don't think there's one definition.
We've all made decisions, that we thought at least at the time when we made those decisions was the right decisions for ourselves. Based on like what we want to do. What we want to accomplish.
Yeah, your priorities within music will always shift. That's normal.
They're going to change, and like,
and in life.
Yeah, and like, when you have kids, like, I hope that your priority changes. Like to, like stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely shakes things up. But I think one of our main takeaways from this as well is also just about music in general, and finding that, like, I think as musicians, we all know, like, I know a lot of guys who are just, quote, I guess what we call, no one's really a regular dude, come on, but like what we would call regular dudes who like still just have such a good relationship with music and pick up the guitar every night and just like they'll play just a G chord and just groove on it. Like, I think it's just, as long as we're making that space for music, like we were saying, our priorities within music and within life are always going to shift. We're always going to have self-doubt. We're always going to have these things, but it's about just sticking with it. Like, even if we don't know why, or with that self-doubt, using it as a motivator to just say, like, like, I'm still going to pick up that guitar. I'm still going to call that client back, that lead that I got on recording. I'm still going to engage with this couple, which is, it's easier to do when it's your full-time thing, obviously, but like, you just sticking with it, just saying, I guess what all musicians have in common, anyone who calls himself a musician, maybe a definition of a musician is someone who prioritizes music within their life, within the context of their life.
Yeah.
Playing music within the context of how crazy life gets.
Yeah.
That's like my modern day. That's my definition of a musician today. And it's different than the guy next to me. It's different than whatever, but I guess that's my definition today.
Cool. And that's the definition that works for yourself. So then that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like helps you validate yourself and overcome your own self-doubts.
Yeah. I guess that's what I just did.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Look what we've accomplished here today. We've validated ourselves and overcome our self-doubt together through conversation.
It's just as easy as coming on the podcast and talking. Come on in, guys.
Jukebox stuff.
The door is open.
Here we are.
Either way.
Cool.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, that's about an hour. We can wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. So, you have any closing thoughts?
I mean, you closed it off so nicely just now.
Yeah.
Everyone has self-doubt. Every musician, every artist has self-doubt. The key is figuring out a way to help it propel you forward and use it as a means of improving your product and your musicianship, but not letting it wallow, basically. Mm-hmm. That is important. And it's important to address why you have self-doubt, and that'll help give you more clarity about yourself and about what you need to improve. And like, it shouldn't be a stressed out thing. It should be something that you are constantly trying slowly to strive towards. This humility that you were talking about at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my advice is, share it with us, your self-doubts, and we'll help you validate it. Mm-hmm. We'll help you validate why you should keep pushing forward. Because at the end of the day, it's forwards or backwards. So you might as well go forwards.
Amen.
If you love music.
Big if. How much do you love it? No. I think that's a wrap. That was great, Ben.
Thanks, man. You were great, man. This is awesome.
It was awesome.
Well, we'll catch you on the flip side.
We will catch you later.
Wow. There it is, me and Yakir's conversation from November of 2016. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you had some cool takeaways for anything that you might be doubting about yourself currently in your journey as a music producer, artist, musician, audio engineer. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our other episodes, I'd love it if you would share it with a friend or more. If you could go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review, that would also be amazing. And other than that, be in touch, and I hope to see you next time.